পুরবভাগে বিজমানি গোরামানি জাগে উদিল অরুণা পুরবভাগে বিজমানি গোরামানি জাগে ভক্তা সমূহ লইয়া সাথে গেলা নাগর ব্রাজে ভক্তা সমূহ সাথে গেলা নাগর ব্রাজে তাতাই তাতাই বাজালো খোল গণ গণ তাহে জাজেরা রোল তাতাই তাতা জাজে গণ গণ তাহে জাজেরা প্রেমে দালা দালা সোনা রঙ্গা চরণে নূপুর বাজে প্রেমে দালা দা মুকুন্দ মাধব यादव हरे बोले ना बोलो रे बादन बोरे मुकुंद माधव यादव हरे बोलो ना बोलो रे बादन नीचे निदाबाशे गेलो रे राती दिवसा शरीर साजे मीचे निंद गेलो रे राती दिवसा शरीर ए मोना दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाया की कोरो भावना के हो पाया की कोरो हे बेना बाजिले यशोदा सुता चरमे पूरी बेलाजे उदिता तापना होइले अस्ता दिन गेलो बोली होइबे व्यस्त ताबे केनो ये बेआलस हो न बजारू दयराजे जीवाना नित्य जन हसा ताहे नाना विधा विपद नित्य जन हसा ताहे नाना नामाश्रय कोरि जाताने तुमी ताका आपन काजे जीवेर कल्याण साधन काम जगते आसिये मधुर नाम अविद्या तिमिरा तापन तुम पे हृदय गगने विराजे अविद्या तिमिरा तापन रूपे हृदय गगने विरा कृष्ण नाम सुदा कोरिया पान जुरावो बाकाति विनोदा प्राण नामा बिना किछु नहीं को आन, 14 भुवन माझे उदिलो अरुण पूरब भागे विजमणि गोरामणि जागे उदिलो अरुण पूरब भागे विजमणि गोरामणि जागे भक्त समूह लोया साथे गेला नगर ब्राजे श्रील भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto 13th chapter, entitled as Dhritarashtra quits home. You all can repeat after me. Suta uvacha. Second verse, sorry. Yavata kritavan prashnan kshatta kausaravagrataha जातैक भक्तिर्गोविन्दे तेभ्यश्चोपररामः। यावथा कृतवान् प्रश्नान् क्षत्ता कौशारवाग्रतः जातैक भक्तिर्गोविन्दे तेभ्यश्चोपररामः। यावथा कृतवान् प्रश्नान् क्षत्ता कौशारवाग्रतः जातैक भक्तिर्गोविन्दे तेभ्यश्चोपररामः। Please recite. यावथा कृतवान् प्रश्नान् तेभ्यश्चोपररामः। यावता कृतवान् प्रश्नान् क्षत्ता कौशारवाग्रतः जातैक भक्तिर्गोविन्दे तेभ्यश्चोपररामः। पररामः। यावता कृतवान् प्रश्नान् Yataika bhaktir govinde Tebhyaso parana. Mataji's. Yavata kritavan prashna Shita kausaravagrata Yataika bhaktir govinde Tebhyaso pararama. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Yavataha, all that Kritavan, did he put Prashnan, questions, Kshatta, a name of Vidura, Kausarava, a name of Maitreya, Agrataha, in the presence of Jata, having grown up, Eka, one, Bhaktihi, transcendental loving service, Govinde, unto Lord Krishna, Tebhyaha, regarding further questions, Cha, and Upararama, retired from, Ha, in the past. Translation. After asking various questions and becoming established in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna, Vidura retired from putting questions to Maitreya Muni. Purport. Vidura retired from putting questions before Maitreya Muni when he was convinced by Maitreya Rishi that the summum bonum of life is to be finally situated in the transcendental loving service of Lord Sri Krishna, who is Govinda, or one who satisfies his devotees in all respects. The conditioned soul, the living being in material existence, seeks happiness by employing his senses in the modes of materialism, but that cannot give him satisfaction. He then searches after the supreme truth by the empiric philosophic speculative method and intellectual feats. But if he does not find the ultimate goal, he again goes down to material activities and engage himself in various philanthropic and altruistic works, which all fail to give him satisfaction. So neither fruitive activities nor dry philosophical speculation can give one satisfaction, because by nature a living being is the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and all the Vedic literatures give him direction towards that ultimate end. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this statement. Like Vidura, an inquisitive conditioned soul must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Like Maitreya, and by intelligent inquiries must try to know everything about karma, fruitive activities, jnana, philosophical research for the supreme truth, and yoga, the linking process of spiritual realization. One who is not seriously inclined to put questions before a spiritual master need not accommodate a show bottle spiritual master, nor should a person who may be a spiritual master for others pose to be so if he is unable to engage his disciple ultimately in the transcendental service of the Lord Sri Krishna. Vidura was successful in approaching such a spiritual master like Maitreya, and he got the ultimate goal of life, bhakti unto Govinda. Thus there was nothing to be known further about spiritual progress. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vichakan Vitamcha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarinim Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarvrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, I am so unqualified to sit in front of you all to speak on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I seek all blessings, all of your blessings, so that I may speak whatever is mentioned in this purport without any speculation. So, translation as follows. You all can repeat after me once again. After asking various questions and becoming established in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna, Vidura retired from putting questions to Maitreya Muni. So we see from previous verse that Maitreya, Vidura Sthidyatrana Maitreyat Atmanogatim. So Vidura was traveling to holy places and he met. Vidura received knowledge of the destination of the self from the great sage Maitreya and then returned to Hastinapur. So we see that in the Mahabharata Yuddha, before it is about to begin, Vidura approaches Dhritarashtra. That he says that you see you are maintaining a offensive son. He is offensive personified. You are maintaining a non-devotee of Lord Krishna. By maintaining him, all your auspicious qualities will go away. Vidura says like this to Dhritarashtra. Then Duryodhana, he was there with his Shakuni and his brothers. When he heard that, then he became so much angry that he started giving, all bad names, that you are born of Shudra and so many other things. Then immediately he says that you, before your last breath leaves, that you leave from here. Then Vidura, he leaves his bow at the door, and then he takes this as a mercy of the Lord. He takes that, okay, it's Krishna's arrangement that I got an opportunity to meet. I'll get an opportunity to meet some sadhus, I'll travel to holy places. Then he starts traveling. So Vidura is none other than he is a Yamaraj, is an incarnation of Yamaraj. In the previous shloka it was mentioned about previous life of Vidura, that how he was cursed by Munduka Muni. One time some thieves come and they enter into the Munduka Muni ashram. Then the police come and take along with the thieves, they take him Munduka Muni also. Then they were about to pierce him with some, bigger punishments. Then the king immediately, that time punishments were very severe. If someone does something wrong, then they'll give such a severe punishment. Then they take him. Then king says, "Oh, please forgive my servants that it's our mistake that they have arrested you." Then Munduka Muni wanted to know that why am I forced to face such kind of situation. Then he goes to Yamaraj. Yamaraj is the one who gives punishments, rewards to everyone else. No one can question also him. But Vidura, Munduka Muni went there. And he started asking, why am I kept in such a... Then Yamaraj sees all his past and all. Then he says that in your childhood you pierce a small ant with a blade of grass, something. It pierces. So that's why you are put into... Actually till the age of 5 years, if the child does something wrong, that is not taken into consideration. Even if it is sin. So childish. So then Munduka Muni becomes so that how can you, punish me for such a innocent childish activity? Then he curses, now you become a Shudra. Then Yamaraj also feel, happy and okay, then he accepts whatever is cursed by Munduka Muni. He takes birth as a Vidura. Then Vidura instructs, then Duryodhana insults, then Vidura starts moving to holy places. It's mentioned in third canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. He was traveling to many, many holy places like Dwaraka, Madura, Vrindavan, comes in Vrindavan. So many places, Dwaraka. Then he was going through hills, forests, and he was taking bath where there is no, where there is pure water. He was acting in such a way that, although he was mendicant, he was going in a mendicant way, but his relatives couldn't recognize him. So he was continuously traveling. He went to Prabhas Kshetra, and there is again beside there is a Saraswati river. There is 11 pilgrimages. All these things are mentioned in third canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Then he goes to Yamuna. We all visited Yamuna. The purpose of visiting pilgrimages is not just to go and take a dip and come back. The purpose of going to visit holy places is to associate with the sadhus, so that we can have some spiritual knowledge. We can inquire what is the purpose of human life. Then Yamuna, when he went there, he saw Uddhava and he met and he embraced Uddhava. Then he starts asking so many things. How is Arjun? How is Vasudeva? How is Devaki? How is Pradyumna? He starts asking so many well-wishing. How are they doing? Are they good? So he starts asking question. So later on, I heard from His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu that Krishna was speaking this spiritual knowledge to Uddhava. There Maitreya Muni was also hearing. So Krishna told in future Vidura will come, that you give this spiritual knowledge to whom? Vidura. So he says to Maitreya Muni. Then Uddhava says that, okay, I cannot speak. Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya Sudarshan ki. I was just a few days back, we went to one home program. Chaitanya Prabhu was telling that one family in Delhi, that there is one boy in Delhi that he was watching online some videos. So our Radha Madhav deity's video came. So he got so much attracted that he told his parents, I want to go to this temple. So he insisted. So from Delhi they took flight to Hyderabad, Shamshabad, and from there they came here and just to fulfill the wish of his son. Can you imagine? So they came here and they were so surprised by seeing such beautiful deities of Shri Radha Madhav, so nicely decorated. I have never seen such beautiful deities before coming to ISKCON. You must have seen, but I have never seen deities has taken care so nicely. They are given so gorgeous, opulent bhoga, so nicely decorated, so nice festivals. So they also reciprocate. You can see their beauty, how they shine a lot. So the parents felt so happy. They said that we have never seen such beautiful deities in our lives. So that is something, we are very fortunate. We are staying in temple. And some of you are outside, but you are coming every day. You can bring others also to take to others. You can make others fortune also by, giving them such beautiful darshan of Shri Radha Madhav. So that's why we should preach, so that people will also get attracted to the Lordship. Because naturally we all are servants of Krishna. We all have natural attraction for Krishna. Kunti Maharani says that, what is that sloka in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam says? त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर मधुपते सकृत रतिमुद्वहता दद्दा गंगे वोगम उदन्वते. She says, I don't know whether you have seen rivers or not, but we went to Vrindavan, we went to Mayapur. So the Ganges flows. It comes from Rishikesh, from the hills, it comes to Allahabad, it comes to Mayapur, the same Ganges. So finally it meets to the ocean. It meets the ocean. So Kunti Maharani is telling, oh my Lord, just like a Ganges forever flows to the ocean. It's not that sometimes the river Ganges flows to the, forever it is. Forever flows to the ocean. So similarly, let my attraction be constantly drawn to your lotus feet and to nobody else. She says, she prays to like this. So you can memorize these slokas. We have Kunti Maharani prayers in first canto, 8th chapter. Right? 8th chapter. And another place she says, you cut off my affection for all my family men. She prays to Krishna like this. So that is the nature of pure devotee, that they pray like that. So here we see that the summum bonum of life is to be finally situated in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna. So here one thing is mentioned, that The ultimate goal of Vedic literature is to understand Krishna. We hear from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that Śrīmad-Bhagavad Gita, that sarva sachaham hridhi sannivishto Vedecha sarve ahameva vedyo. Krishna says, the goal of the Vedas is to understand me, Krishna says. Many people, they read Vedas, they say, they read Chaturvedi, Trivedi, they have names like this. But the goal Krishna is telling in Gita, that to understand me. To understand me, Krishna is telling. What is by understanding Krishna, what happens? There will be no more birth and death. If someone understands Krishna, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam, yovan yoviti tatvada, taktva deham punarjanmanaiti mahamedha. If someone understands just my activities and birth, they will not take birth again into this material world. So Krishna says, that is one thing he says. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says in Chaitanya Charitamrita that here naturally the spirit souls are part and parcels of Krishna. The present education, they don't have the knowledge of the spirit. They have only knowledge of matter, that is also only up to certain. Like they don't have any knowledge of false ego and mind, intelligence. They don't have proper knowledge. Even regarding earth, water, they don't have the knowledge of origin. So there is something beyond matter, there is something called spirit, which is a cause of matter. Just like Prabhupada says that matter is not the cause of origin, lekin spirit is the cause of origin of matter. Just like he gives the example of lemon. From the lemon seeds, lemon tree comes, right? Tree has a life. You see it's growing, giving fruits. Again you take out the seeds, again you put, again trees come out, again you put. So Krishna gives one seed and you keep on putting and so many trees grow. That is something inconceivable energy of Krishna. So Krishna says in Gita, I give that say. So from lemon tree, lemon comes, lemon has citric acid. Citric acid is a matter. Citric acid is a matter. So citric acid is coming from where? Lemon. Lemon is coming from a tree, lemon tree, which has a life. So we can understand, a simple example he says, like that so many examples he gives. So lemons come from lemon tree which has a life. Similarly, matter is coming from life, but not life is coming from matter. So that's one thing he says. So here it's mentioned that living being is the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sanatana Goswami asked to Sanatana Goswami asked to Sri Chaitanya, Ke ami? Who am I? It's a Bengali conversation, it happens. So Sanatana Goswami is very well versed in so many languages, Persian, Arabian, Sanskrit, so many languages. So Sanatana Goswami asked to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Ke ami? Who am I? Kine amai jare tapatre. Why am I put into these tribulations of this material world? Sometimes without fan, sometimes we cannot sit also. Sometimes we go out, it's too much hot, too much cold. We become conditioned, We want to make our body comfortable. So we become conditioned. So these are all Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika problems. Problems due to body and mind, problems due to other people, problems due to nature. So Sanatana Goswami asking, who am I? Why am I put into these troubles? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sanatana Goswami says that Gramya Vartani Pandita Pai Satyamane. Gramya Vartani. People of village, they say me as Pandita. Gramya Vartani Pandita Pai Satyamane. They are thinking that I am a very, very learned man. I am a big man. I am a very big man. Then Sanatana Goswami says, Apanara hita, Apanara hita kichu na jane. He says that I do not know who I am. I do not know where I will go after death. He says, I don't know what I am. What is the purpose of my life? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that you are servant of Krishna. Jivere Swarupai Nityere Krishna. Krishnera Tata something it's meant. So jivas belong to the marginal energy. So people may say that he's asking question, who am I? Then someone may say, oh, you are a minister. You know who you are. But Sanatana Goswami is saying, I don't know who I am. He's telling, I don't know who I am. So there is a life after death. There is a life after death. It's not that this life is all in all. We came alone, we have to go alone. If we don't have knowledge, we have to go alone. So there is a next life. It's not that Bhagavatam only says that there is a next life. Even scientists, they say there is a next life. I was hearing very long back in Juhu that there is a session called Secrets of Success. So it talks about near-death experience, out-of-body experience, and all those things. So I was hearing one lecturer yesterday was telling one story that there is one boy, his name is Vyasadeva Pandey. Vyasadeva Pandey, when he was just 10 years old, that he got typhoid. So he became unconscious for some days. So his parents thought he's dead. He died. Then they took him to crematorium. Then they are about to burn his body. Then suddenly they found that this boy is breathing now. They found some symptoms. Okay, he's alive now. They immediately took him to hospital. For 3 days he was continuously in hospital. Then the doctors, then when he woke up, then he found one boy there in front of him. His name is, he's there, one boy he was also young and he's also almost same age. Then after 54 years, so some scientists they were telling that if someone is remembering their past lives, we want to interview them. If someone is ready, they can come to us. So this person at the age of 50 years, this boy, 10 years boy, when he became 54 years, then he was interviewed by the scientists, Ivan Einstein. There are many people, they do that. Thousands of studies they did. So they did, and he said that this person said, 54 years, that when I was a child, that I got typhoid, and so when I was so they asked what happened exactly when you were unconscious. Then he said that 2 people came and they took me to a place where there is kingdom of Yamalok, Yamaraj. So they took me in front of them, and Yamaraj said that you brought this wrong person. You have brought Vyasadeva Pandey. You are supposed to bring Vyasadeva Gardener. Then they immediately they bring him, they keep the back, the subtle body and soul in his body. Then when he woke up from after 3 days of coma or something, then he saw that Vyasadeva Gardener is standing in front of him with his relatives. Then he was surprised, he is still here only. He is not died and he is looking healthy and something. And that day, he told that day night only he died. So you can imagine that. So you all accept that there is a next life. So it is there. The next life is there. So there is something called, there is a reincarnation. So there is a next life. So he was narrating this story. So whether we believe or not, the laws of nature is so subtle. The laws of nature is so subtle. So Krishna does not want us to rot in this world, Sometimes taking birth, sometimes dies, taking birth as animal, so many species of life. So he wants us to come back to his spiritual world, because our nature is to serve Krishna in a loving spirit. Our nature is that. We are all eternally part and parcel of Krishna. So we are meant to serve the Lord. So Lord sends his devotees to reclaim all of us. We don't hear in Bhagavatam anybody became a devotee of Krishna directly became a devotee of Krishna. We don't hear such things. We see so many personalities like Narada Muni, they all have attained transcendental loving service by the mercy of Vaishnavas. By the mercy of Vaishnavas. Like Narada Muni in his childhood, he was serving Mahabhagavatas along with his mother. And they initiated him, and he took for self-reliance. He became completely free from all sins. Then he went to forest and he saw Krishna. And Dhruva Maharaj also, of course, he was trying for kingdom bigger than his father. So he asked his mother. No, mother said, only God can give you such a big kingdom, more bigger than your father. So he asked, where is God? So she said that I see sages go to forest, so he may be there. Then he goes to forest, and then Krishna says, this boy is doing such a big tapasya. So he sends Narada Muni. Again Narada Muni initiates him. And Dhruva Maharaj becomes pure devotee. So by our own effort, we cannot directly approach Krishna. So Krishna, by seeing our sincere desire, what Krishna does? He sends his devotees. Like Prabhupada is telling the story of Gajendra and Gajendra. So crocodile. Crocodile was at the feet of Gajendra. So when Lord Vishnu came, crocodile also got delivered indirectly. He was holding the feet of Gajendra. He was at the feet of Gajendra, he is a devotee of Krishna. So he also got delivered. So like that, many devotees we hear that they got association of pure devotees and they got delivered. Without serving Vaishnavas, we will not develop urge to hear the message. Shunvatam Shokata Krishna Punyashrevana Kirtanam Hrudayantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Surutsatam. By hearing Srimad Shuddha, that is also there. By serving pure devotees of Krishna, by regularly attending Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, one develops desire to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. One's heart gets purified from all lust, anger, greed, whatever another's are there. That's why we should hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam so attentively. Tasmadekena manasa. With one pointed attention, we should hear. Sometimes, of course, I'm very inattentive, but sometimes I feel very nice when we hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam very attentively. Japa is something very difficult, but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam anybody can hear because it's very easier. So we are very fortunate. We got Prabhupada, and Prabhu told me to speak something on Sankirtan. So this is very important. Just like we came to know that there is a kingdom of God, there is a Supreme Lord who created all of us. This universe is created by Him, that we have to go back to Him. There are so many people, they just here is mentioned, karmis and jnanis and yogis. They don't have any knowledge of the transcendence. They don't have any knowledge of kingdom of God. They don't have any knowledge of performing bhakti yoga to Krishna, which is the highest perfection of all. So we have to go out and preach. Anybody, anywhere in the world, they can just carry some few books and they can give to others. Just like I got a book in my village. I never knew about Krishna and all. I never have zero knowledge. It's practically. Taking birth in India, the land of Bharatavarsha, is very great fortune. Because from the birth onwards, we see so many temples, so much Vedic literature, so many people are, chanting, but we don't have perfect knowledge. Nobody gave us. It's ISKCON, it is giving the perfect knowledge that Krishna is a Supreme Personality of God. It's Prabhupada who gave this knowledge. It's Prabhupada who taught us that you are not the body or soul. So how many people know, Many people don't know. So we just have to serve such great devotees who with so much effort, they translated books for hours and hours, sleeping only 2 hours a day. Yesterday I was told to give class by Prabhuji, but I was thinking, my Lord, what I will speak on Bhagavatam. I felt very disturbed actually. I was not feeling like going for book distribution also. But when I heard the story of these Yamadutas, that people came, I really touched my heart, I should go and, somehow or other keep myself, push and, go for book distribution. Then we went and in 1.5 hours we distributed 100 Gitas. Haribo! So I was just thinking that, okay, today our devotees were tired, Sirsila traveling from 5 hours, but still they came, they have so much patience. I don't know, it's something spiritual energy from Krishna they got, from Prabhupada they got. So they pushed and we just have to stand, Yesterday the signal stopped and the car went beyond the white line. There is a markings. So he's the only car he stopped beyond the marking. Everybody else is behind only. And I was approaching from that side. Then the traffic police said, you go back, don't stand here. You came so much ahead. He was almost, it looks like it is practically in the middle of the road. Then he went so much back. Then I approached him. Then he opened. I kept Telugu Gita. He said, I want English Gita, So he took English Gita. I asked, we have a new ISKCON temple. He said, where it is? ISKCON Attapur. Oh, I already visited. He already visited, but he didn't have Gita. So Prabhupada says, my books will go by the enthusiasm of a devotee. So he took Gita, and I also felt very happy, my Lord. This is such a great thing, to get opportunity of distributing books. Although I cannot convince him, that we are servant of Krishna, that there is a hell, that's a heaven, we are suffering in this world. Sometimes we say that we are not happy in this world. I say to people, they say, no, we are happy, we are quite happy, they say. So they say like that. What kind of happiness is that? After all, we have to die one day. After all, there is a death, there is a old age. One day we have to become diseased. So my only request is, anyway we have to one day this body is going to become old. So when we are young, we can do things very nicely. We can push ourselves. When we become old, you see some people, I was hearing some time back, that when one becomes old, we don't have the strength to cut our nails also. That's a situation of everybody who has this material body. It's not that only my body, everybody who has this material body. So when we are young, we can preach. We should engage others in service of Krishna. So Krishna is also very much anxious, Krishna also said that those who preach my glories, they are very, very dear to me. And to become dear to Krishna, first we should serve Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, without serving pure devotee of Krishna, without surrendering to pure devotee of Krishna, nobody can understand Krishna. Nobody can approach God without. Some people may say, I don't want devotees, I want only God. No, that's not possible. Krishna says, I am completely under the control of my devotees. I am completely under them. Only devotees can give us. So I will end here. We'll sing one bhajan and then we will. So we are very fortunate. So you all can pray to Lord that Ishan Gaur Prabhu is telling, Ki Rupe Paibe Seva. You can open that bhajan. Ishan Gaur Prabhu is telling that we should pray to the Lord that Shikshashtakam, when we come in front of the Lord, oh my Lord, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Kindly please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms. When we go in front of the Lord, we can pray like this. So, this very nice bhajan, Ki Rupe Pai Base, Ki Rupe. Ki Rupe Paibo Seva Mui Duracha Shri Guru Vaishnave Rati Na Hoilo Amar Ashesha Mayate Mana Magana Hoilo Vaishnave tele shamatra ratina janmelo Vishaye buliyandam Oinu ivanishi Gale pasha dite pire maya se pishachi Ihara koriya jaya chadano naya Sadhu krupa vinara naiko upaya Adosha darashi Prabhu Patita udara Adosha darashi Prabhu Patita udara Ebara naro tame koro nistara Ki rupe paibo seva moi duracha শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণবের আতি না হইল আমার। শ্রী নরোত্তম দাস ঠাকুর কি জয়, শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ কি জয়। How can an ill-behaved person like me attain devotional service? I have no loving attachment to Sri Guru and Vaishnavas. My mind is endlessly absorbed in Maya, and I don't even have the slightest loving attachment to the Vaishnavas. I have been blinded due to being absorbed in sense gratification day and night, and the wish named Maya repeatedly hangs a noose around my neck. There is no way to defeat her or give her up unless I attain the mercy of the saints. O Vaishnava, O Master, you do not look for the false, but you simply redeem the fallen. This time redeem this Narottam. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions or comments, any corrections? Mike.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You told about the deliverance of Gajendra and crocodile. So you told that the crocodile also got delivered. So I got this question that this crocodile, he troubled and gave pain to Gajendra, who was the devotee of the Lord, for 1000 years of demigods. So how is it possible that the Lord can deliver such a person who is giving trouble to a Vaishnava for so long?
I don't know.
It is very.
Somebody can answer.
I am unable to understand this.
Sri Chaitanya Prabhu. You can say.
Vaishnava Padadhuli, Vaishnava Padajal, Vaishnava Prasad is very, very powerful. So, the crocodile is drinking the Padajal of the Vaishnava, so he got delivered quicker than the Vaishnava.
One more question.
He has one more question.
You also described about the beauty of Sri Sri Radha Madhav
Ah.
by that incident. And I have heard from many people also that Radha Madhav is very beautiful. But actually, personally, I am unable to perceive that beauty. And I am unable to serve with that intensity to Lord Sri Sri Radha Madhav. So, what is the reason behind it, and can you please tell me? Or how can I develop that? Or how can I perceive that beauty people are perceiving? Even though I am living in temple, I am unable to perceive that beauty. Please help me.
We can attain only by the mercy of Vaishnava. Of course, not only you, anybody. I also, it's my situation also. But I feel, only Prabhupada and his disciples, and those are many pure devotees are there in ISKCON, they can only shower mercy upon us. So when that time comes, then we will realize that, this is real beauty of Krishna. So only by the mercy of Vaishnava. So that may come at the death moment also. That may come any time, just like Gopakumar became pure devotee. We appreciate Krishna by being with those devotees who have that appreciation for beauty of Krishna. And by knowing about Krishna, then we may know. But you are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, so you have that. I feel like that you have more attachment for the Lord. Anyone who develops attachment for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading, they will naturally develop attachment for the deities. Like Uddhava was serving Archavigrahas in his childhood, that when mother calls him for a breakfast, he just ignores that. He is no attention towards that because he was so much absorbed in that seva. So, by the mercy of Vaishnavas, one day, just like we are singing in this bhajan, Sri Guru Vaishnava, what is that? Without the mercy of sadhus, there is no. Without mercy of Vaishnavas, we only by their mercy. So they have Krishna with them. So they only can give us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Kunai Prabhu has almost 10 years. That itself is a proof that so much. Prabhu is going on doing this service in so many years that it's a proof that कुछ तो attachment है तभी गाड़ी चल रही है अभी भी.
We will end here. Huh?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for enlightening class. Today's verse, I was very wondering that Vidura retired from putting questions. Can you please elaborate on this point? How come Vidura is retired from putting next questions in terms of transcendental knowledge?
Somebody can answer. Retirement is just. What is the translation?
He had further kartavyam, so then he took retirement and then he went to Dhritarashtra.
He has to meet Dhritarashtra. Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows that he has to deliver Dhritarashtra. So then he took leave from Maitreya Muni and then they had elaborate discussion and he was satisfied.
We will end here. Huh? Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.